What happens when a man who survived everything, street wars, a heart attack, and the fall of a hip-hop empire, suddenly disappears into silence? Young Noble, the final outlaw, handpicked by Tupac Shakur himself, is gone. And here's the twist. His final post hid a painful truth that no one noticed. Until now. We'll reveal that secret at the very end, so don't blink. July 4th, 2025, the day America celebrates independence. But for hip-hop, it marked a devastating loss. Young Noble of the Outlawz, dead at 47. The headlines were jarring. Rufus Lee Cooper III, better known as Young Noble, had died by apparent suicide. The setting? Atlanta. The cause? A self-inflicted gunshot wound. The reaction? Disbelief. Just days before, Noble was seen laughing and playing basketball with friends. No red flags, no public signs of struggle. But a quiet battle was raging behind the scenes. Noble wasn't just another rapper in the post-Tupac era. He was Tupac's final soldier, the last member personally chosen to join Outlawz in 1996, just months before Tupac was murdered. Born in Sierra Madre, California, raised in New Jersey, then back to California as a teenager, his path to greatness wasn't scripted, it was forged. His voice featured prominently on Tupac's posthumous masterpiece, the Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory. You know the tracks: Hail Mary, Life of an Outlaw, Bomb First. These weren't just verses, they were war cries, and Noble was on the front lines. But after Tupac's death, that spotlight turned cold. And Noble had to carry that legacy alone. Fast forward to 2021. Noble suffers a massive heart attack. He nearly dies, but instead of giving in, he posts this to Instagram. "God is too good. This will only make me stronger. I'm grateful for a second chance." He promised to reset, to focus on health, to slow down. And he did, at least publicly. He dropped more albums. Son of God, Powerful, Third Eye View, all filled with deeper, more spiritual bars. But that shift wasn't just maturity, it was foreshadowing, because behind those lyrics were cracks forming. On June 22, 2025, Noble posted this cryptic message to Instagram. "You're not reading this by accident. This is your confirmation. You're going to make it, no matter what it looks like right now." At first glance, it reads like motivation, but now, it feels like a goodbye letter wrapped in hope. Then came the silence, until E.D.I, Noble's longtime partner in Outlawz, broke the news. "My brother and partner of over 30 years took his life this morning. Mental illness is a real battle. Check on your folks." Condolences poured in. Snoop Dogg, Exhibit, Crazy Bone, E40, Lazy Bone, all of them mourning a man who never showed his pain. But did we miss the signs? If this story has hit you in the heart, pause, hit that like button, drop a comment. Let us know how this legacy shaped your view of hip-hop, because next comes the secret you didn't see coming. Noble was always seen as the quiet warrior of the Outlawz, but he had already lost so much. He was there when Yaki Gaddafi was murdered just 2 months after Tupac. He buried Hussein Fatal, who died in a 2015 car crash. He survived E.D.I's near-death struggles, and just when it seemed Noble had survived it all, mental illness crept in silently. He never posted about depression, he never begged for help, but the signs were there, in his lyrics, his slowed-down cadence, his soft eyes in recent interviews. And now we know he had been preparing us for the end. So what was the secret? It wasn't in a headline, not even in his lyrics. It was in his final Instagram post, the one you thought was motivation. "You're going to make it, no matter what it looks like right now." That line wasn't for us. It was for him. That was young Noble writing a message he needed to believe. A cry, not for attention, but for reassurance. But here's the most heartbreaking part. He wrote it at 4:47 a.m., just hours before he took his own life. A final attempt to speak hope into existence, to win a battle he had been fighting alone. This wasn't just a tragedy, it was a reminder. Check on your strong friends, because even warriors like young Noble fight silent wars.